By rendering service to the pure devotee, almost all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed. Love of the Supreme Personality of God, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. So welcome, Avani, again. This is very nice. You're every day, you're fixed, you're coming here, you're waking up before anyone else. And very good. I'm very happy with this. What time are you getting up every day? 3 every day?
Yeah.
Wow, what do you do?
I also do a stretching in the morning.
Oh, very good. Yes, it's very healthy. It's very nice. Actually, me and my wife are both certified yoga instructors. I don't know if you know that about us. So we barely are doing anymore. But I do 15 minutes of Tibetan yoga every day, actually. So that's when I listen right before lunch. Because I have a tendency, I like to eat a nice lunch. So I should do a little, like some moving of the body and stretching the body, or I'll just eat myself into a coma or something like this. So, very good. So you're getting up at 3 every day. How long have you been doing like this?
Since I started coming here.
Oh, okay. So as soon as you started coming here, then Krishna inspired you to do all kinds of good things for yourself. That's very good.
Oh, you mean the stretching?
Yes.
Oh, the stretching. That like always.
Always. Waking up at 3 a.m. always?
No.
Okay, maybe.
The stretching, yeah.
With the stretching, very good. It's very nice. Do you do like Surya Namaskar or anything like this? No, just stretching.
Just stretching.
No, good for you. That's very nice. You'll stay healthy and younger for longer like this. Okay, we are back in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We finally got through all of the different negative symptoms of the Kali Yuga coming. And now Arjuna just returned, and now Yudhishthira is seeing Arjuna dejected, and now he's asking him about all of the Yadu's welfare, and he's afraid to hear what he's going to say has happened. But Arjuna will tell him. But before he tells him, I think we'll learn about the Yadu dynasty. So, if you would like, we'll chant our Mangalacharan prayers here. We should learn these mantras. I'm going to actually learn these mantras eventually word for word, and I'll explain them to you guys at some point. But I have a couple long list of things I have to remember. Meaning every prayer we chant here every day, I have to somehow remember it in the meetings, and it's kind of a tall order. welcome everyone. I should have mentioned yesterday. I feel bad I forgot to mention. I mentioned it the night earlier, but yesterday was Guru Purnima, which is Veda Vyasa's appearance day. So it was very auspicious that we all came together, and we did the proper thing anyway. We glorified Veda Vyasa in the Bhagavatam. But it would have been nice to have a special emphasis that, hey, it's Guru Purnima today. I slipped my mind. Yes. Yes. That's I already know this, but he'll have to.
How much?
What?
You guys just know.
No, just tell him. I can discuss with him after this. So
He's leaving that for them.
okay.
He wants to give you.
Yeah, tell him if he can wait till like
He's leaving with someone.
9:15. Tell him he can text me, no problem. And but I'll be busy till 9:15. All right. Srimad Bhagavatam. So yeah, it was Vedavyasa's birthday, and Guru Purnima is actually very, very much celebrated. Like we're actually going on to the ICRCC, the community center, to celebrate Guru Purnima. It's very much celebrated in India because Vedavyasa is the compiler of the Vedas. So, everyone is respecting the Vedas very heavily. So on that day, actually, in India, everyone worships their guru, which is it's a nice sentiment, but in our tradition, we don't do like that because every one of our gurus is living, and we celebrate on their actual appearance day, like their birthday, the Vyasa Puja. But it's a very nice sentiment, and it's great that Indian culture has a respect for gurus. The guru comes from two. Gu means ignorance, and ru means eradicating. So the guru is the one who eradicates ignorance from our life. So it's very nice that Indian culture naturally has respect for their teachers, those who are eradicating ignorance and helping guide them in their life. So, but yesterday was the actual day, and I thought it was very auspicious that we gathered here, and I just kind of did what I always do in giving Bhagavatam, so I didn't really think about it. It was the right thing to do, nice thing to do. But I should have given some special emphasis to Veda Vyasa. Maybe Madhav can help me, and he can always let me know if there's a special day, and I can say something, at least just their name, Ki Jai, to get some auspiciousness, because I always forget what day so many personalities appear all throughout the year. So anyhow, our obeisances to our gurus, our obeisances to all of the Vaishnavas who are assembled to hear Bhagavatam, and may they all bless us in this recitation and reading. If you remember, we were talking about, Krishna started to ask about Ugrasen, all of Krishna's relatives. Ugrasen, his grandfather, Kridika, Kritavarma, Akura, Jayanta, Gada, Sharana, Shatruja, and then Balaram. And then Balaram took up most of the purport yesterday because we were describing the difference between Vishnu Shakti and Jiva Shakti. And Vishnu, or Vishnu Tattva, the truth of Vishnu, and the Jiva Shakti, the energy of us. We are the very, very small, and Vishnus are incredibly vast and powerful and actually can control all universes. So they're it's a very, very powerful expansion of the Lord, and Balaram is on that level. He is much higher than we are, much, much higher. This is why we worship Balaram on our altar in Nityananda Prabhu. This is Balaram Shakti, actually. So we worship Nityananda Prabhu, and actually how is that coming to us in our life is Guru. This is Guru Shakti. This is the original Guru Shakti is Balaram. So, we're carrying on now. Yudhishthira is about to get bad news, and we're going to see what it is. Pradyumna sarva vrishinam sukhamaste maharathaha gambhirarayo nirudho vardate bhagavanuta. Pradyumna O son of Lord Krishna. Sarva, all, Vrishinam, of the members of the Vrishni family. Sukham, happiness. Aste, are in. Maharathaha, the great general. Gambhira, deeply. Raya, dexterity. Aniruddha, a grandson of Lord Krishna. Vardate, flourishing. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Uta, must. How is Pradyumna, the great general of the Vrishni family? Is he happy? And is Aniruddha, the plenary expansion of the personality of Godhead, faring well? Pradyumna and Aniruddha are also expansions of the personality of Godhead, and thus they are also Vishnu Tattva. At Dwarka, Lord Vasudeva is engaged in his transcendental pastimes along with his plenary expansions, namely Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And therefore each and every one of them can be addressed as the personality of Godhead, as it is mentioned in connection with the name Aniruddha. So, because he's not really going into detail here, there's something that can be known in the expansions of the universe. How the Lord is expanding into the universe, he does so through, you could say, Chatur Vyuha, 4 types of forms or expansions. So those 4 types are Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And so normally in Krishna's Vrindavan, those personalities aren't, none of them are prominent at all. Well, maybe you can say they're prominent in a different way, but they're not taking these expansions. But when they expand deeper into the creation outside of Krishna's, Leela pastime place of Vrindavan, then they have cycles of how they expand the universe. They're kind of the expansion generals of the universe. So in Dwarka, it comes out as Krishna is Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva. Krishna is Vasudeva. Balaram is Sankarshan. Pradyumna is Krishna's son. He's the next expansion. And Aniruddha is his grandson, Pradyumna's son. And this is how actually it's mentioned in the Bhagavatam, how the expansions of the universe take place, and how each one of these energies expands in a unique type of way, and actually the reason for the existence as we know it are through these energies. So on top of them being personalities in Dwarka, also they have their place in Vrindavan as well, but they're not called these things, but they have these energies, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, are actually expansions from the original Krishna and his associates in Vrindavan, and that I can't explain due to my lack of understanding of the subject matter, but I do know that exists. But just know that these expansions will show up in the Bhagavatam over and over and over again. So it might be valuable just to know. But they're personalities in Krishna's Yadu family here on earth when he comes and performs his Leela. So they have personality. But they are actually expansions of Krishna. Like God is one, but everything actually emanates from God. So when God wants to have Leela, which is enjoyment, pastimes, he needs others to do it. So that's why he expands himself in every which way, to have different expansions of pastimes. Because without others, without the many, there can be no exchange of love. Without at least one other, there can be no love. Everything is just a kind of a monotonous, it's nothing actually. It's everything, but without the many, this is what actually gives the variety, the spice of life, the exchange of relationships. Everything that we, are looking for, all personality has to do with many. Personality is always in reference to others. Who can appreciate personality? No one can appreciate just their own personality. Personality is appreciated by others. That's why everybody's looking for love. In all the wrong places, but they are looking for love, indeed. So, so here we go. We'll talk about they're just kind of mentioned here, and Prabhupada he's not taking the time to deeply expand. So I'll wait till he takes the time to deeply expand before we can try to help. Sushenash charudeshnascha Sambo Jambavati Sutta Anyecha Karshni Pravaraha Saputra Rishabhadaya. Sushena, Charudeshna, Cha, and Samba, Jambavati Sutta, the son of Jambavati, Anye, others, Cha, also, Karshni, the sons of Lord Krishna, Pravaraha, all chieftains, Saputra, along with their sons, Rishabha, Adaya, etc. Are all the chieftains sons of Lord Krishna, such as Sushen, Charudeshna, Samba, the son of Jambavati, Rishab, along with their sons, all doing well? So these are other, many of Krishna's expansions. Krishna had millions, well, it'll mention here how many sons he had. As already mentioned, Lord Krishna married 16,108 wives, and each of them had 10 sons. Therefore, 16,108 times 10 is 161,080 sons. They all grew up, and each of them had as many sons as their father. And the whole aggregate was something near 1,610,800 family members of the Lord. The Lord is the Father of all living beings, who are countless in number. Therefore, only a few of them are called to associate with the Lord in his transcendental pastimes, as the Lord of Dwarka on this earth. It is not astonishing that the Lord maintained a visible family consisting of so many members. It is better to refrain from comparing the Lord's position to ours, and it becomes a simple truth as soon as we understand at least a partial calculation of the Lord's transcendental position. King Yudhishthira, while inquiring about the Lord's sons and grandsons at Dwarka, mentioned only the chieftains amongst them, for it was impossible for him to remember all the names of the Lord's family members. So Krishna had a million expansions in his family when he appeared on the earth. They were the most powerful dynasty on earth by far, which is why they are going to leave the world in a very interesting way, because actually they were so powerful and wonderful that there was no way that they would ever relinquish power from the earth. They would actually become a burden to the earth. So Krishna, and also for the sake of Leela, Krishna, his main reason he brings his associates to this world is to associate with him. So if he's leaving this world, guess what everyone else has to do? His associates. Yeah, they're going. The whole point of existence is to associate with Krishna. Here in this world, the reason we don't associate with Krishna is because we have no interest in it. So Krishna gives us a cruddy world to associate with. And this is the world you get. Oh, look at the trees and the flowers. And, money. Sex life. Drugs. Food. And we go run around and we do things like this until we die. And it's a pretty miserable situation, actually, because even when we try and keep things here, the great General Jara, who's like old age, will come and siege your city or your body and completely take everything away. You cannot stop it. You might think, oh, I'm the master. I'll make sure that this body is taken care of. I do yoga, or I might even stretch, or I might even eat very healthy and things like this, and I'll maintain. It won't work. You'll just maintain a little bit longer. Someone who doesn't might drop down at 75, and someone who does might drop down at 100, 110, 120 even. But they're going to go. It's the Jara is coming, and all your enjoyment that you're trying to secure here in this world, it will be lost. It's only a snap of a few seconds. I mean, you could ask Craig, his senior here, but he can tell you how fast it goes. And you can't even, next thing you know, you blink, you're like, oh my gosh. I myself, I'm in awe that I'm going to turn 33 this year. Like, it's actually like the prime of my life is leaving. I always thought, like, all right, no, it'll be like, I'm going to be youthful forever. I'll never, like, you somehow think I'll never get old. But like, I'm actually getting old. I'm like seeing it. I'm like, wow. We're looking, me and my wife, we look at old pictures sometimes. And we're just like, oh my God, look how look how cute you were. Look how cute you were. And just like, oh my, and we're seeing like, we're noticeably older. This is it. This is what's going to happen. So anyhow, that's what we're doing in this world. But Krishna's associates, they're not interested in that. They're not interested in sitting here trying to enjoy the world. They're interested in associating with Krishna. So if Krishna's going to wind up his pastimes, he's going to wind up their pastimes too. And it may come out in an interesting way. When you learn how they leave, it's going to be, wow, that is interesting. But we'll hopefully Prabhupada will explain it, and then I can try and expand from what I've heard as well. So, Tathaiva nuchara shore. Shrutadevo devadayaha. Sunandananda shirshanya. Ye chanye sattvatarshaba. Apisvasyasate sarve. Ramakrishna bhujashrayaha. Apismaranti kushalam. Asmakang badasohrida. Okay, Titha, Eva, similarly. Anucharaha, constant companions. Shore of Lord Sri Krishna, such as Shrutadev, Uddhav Adaya, Uddhav and others. Sunanda, Nanda, Shirshanya, other leaders. Yea, all of them. Cha, and Anye, others. Sattvata, liberated souls. Rishabha, the best men. Api, if. Svasti, doing well. Asate, are. Sarve, all of them. Rama, Balaram, Krishna, Lord Krishna. Bhuja, Ashraya, under the protection of. Api, if, or also. Smaranti, do remember. Kushalam, welfare. Asmakam, about ourselves. Bada Sohrida, bound by eternal friendship. You may actually wonder, why are we doing all these word-for-word things? How is this relevant? In one sense, if you're just trying to understand the English, it would seem like, all right, this is a redundant activity. But actually, the reason we're doing this, if you start to actually understand the words of Sanskrit, it will actually help you in your later teachings of trying to, because at some point it's a good idea to start trying to memorize some verses. And when you start memorizing some verses, you'll actually, if you understand what a word means, it'll help you, like, immensely. So you'll see a lot of things over and over again. And I never thought this would happen in my life, but a lot of times now, you know, it could be 1/3 or 2/3 even of a verse. I'll be like, oh, I know all these words, you know, and you can actually derive the meaning this way. So it's a good idea, but it may seem it's a little redundant if you're just like, I just want to know what happened. You're going to have to be patient. That's all. But it's definitely worth it. But in the long run, it's worth it. If you're looking just for the short run thing, I'm not going to recommend that. It's the difference between Shreyas and Preyas. I don't know if you know this thing. You've heard of this before? Preyas is immediate gratification, and Shreyas is gratification in the long run. So Preyas is like sense gratification. It's like, ooh, it feels good right away. Rajaguna. Like the sex felt good. The food tasted good. The intoxication felt good. But in the long run, it's not going to feel good. The hangover will come. The come down from, if you're eating things too rich, you'll get sick. If you're, expelling your sexual energy, you will decrease in vitality and so on like that. So this is, Shreyas is austerity and discipline and all of these wonderful spiritual qualities and developing concentration and meditation and all these things. In the long run, it gives long-term happiness. So similarly, in studying Bhagavatam, if we do it this way that our acharyas have given, it actually will give a long-term result. And I'm just now starting to taste the result after maybe 10 years of studying like this. So anyway. Okay, are they doing well in their respective function? Oh, also Shrutadev, Uddhav and others, Nanda, Sunanda and other leaders of liberated souls who are constant companions of the Lord, are protected by Lord Balaram and Krishna. Are they all doing well in their respective functions? Do they, who are all eternally bound in friendship with us, remember our welfare? The constant companions of Lord Krishna, such as Uddhav, are all liberated souls, and they descended along with Lord Krishna to this material world to fulfill the mission of the Lord. The Pandavas are also liberated souls who descended along with Lord Krishna to serve him in his transcendental pastimes on this earth. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Lord and his eternal associates, who are also liberated souls like the Lord, come down on this earth at certain intervals. The Lord remembers them all, but his associates, although liberated souls, forget due to their being Tatastha Shakti, or marginal potency of the Lord. This is actually a very important thing, that if we remember that the Lord is the Lord, actually it will kind of ruin the relationship a little bit. You know, like yeah, if you this is maybe has happened to you before, but maybe you've met someone and you had like a kind of like, oh, this is like a friendly person, but then you learn that they have like a pretty important position, and then you're just like, oh, I can't believe I was talking to you like so friendly, like in such a friendly way, but you're like this very important person. Has it ever happened you ran into somebody and you think, oh, this is just a normal person, and this is actually a very materially qualified person. So like this. So now imagine that the creator of every universe, the God among gods, the almighty God, the all-powerful God, from which everything is created, you have some relationship with. If you know of that position, you'll just be like, Arjuna wanted to see this form, wanted to have this realization of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. And do you remember what happened? Krishna expanded the cosmic form, the universal form. And then Arjuna is just trembling in fear the whole time. It ruined the relationship, actually. He's like, I don't want to see you like this. I'm terrified. So similarly, the Lord actually will make, even though even his liberated souls, and actually even he himself in Vrindavan will forget he's God, because it ruins the relationship. He'll make even himself forget in a divine ignorance. So it's actually very important that it's good in the beginning. We have to cultivate jnana of the Lord's position and jnana of our sambandha, our relationship. But at some point, we're going to want the Lord to take away that knowledge from us, actually. Not now. It's very important that right now in our position, we know exactly who he is and what to strive for. But as our bhajan even begins and then eventually deepens, it will be good that we forget, the Lord's position, because it will ruin the relationship. If we just, you're the total, the God of gods, we're all just parts of you, everything, it'll just kind of, like for instance, Uddhav, he went to the gopis, and Krishna sent Uddhav to the gopis. Actually, he sent Uddhav with the saying that you're going to pacify everyone of Vrindavan, but one of the also reasons he sent Uddhav, he said, actually, they're all going to be your gurus. They're going to teach you what real love looks like. So Uddhav has all this knowledge of Krishna's position and everything, and then he goes to the gopis and Nanda Maharaj Yashoda, and he's talking to all of them, and he's realizing, wow, they have a love in which I've never even experienced before. They have a relationship I can't even fathom. Their love is so high, it's so deep. And so he's giving the messages from Krishna, all this like jnana that like, well, Krishna is the super soul within everyone's heart. He's not really gone. They're lamenting that he's gone, and he's like, he's giving all of this knowledge of the Lord's like powerful expansions and things like that, and they're just like looking at him like he has like 10 heads. Like, what kind of nonsense is this? Like this Krishna, he's a thief. He's not who you think he is. You're saying, oh, he's God, he's a thief, he does this thing, he does that thing. Why? Because for the sweetness of the relationship, it's better they don't know all of this, things like this. And, but anyway, these conclusions of the Bhagavatam will come out in due time. But
so it's the relationship turns into a relationship based on love, not academics.
yes, it's not a relationship on like even in this material world, you serve your boss because of the position. Why do you serve your boss? He's the position, he's giving the money, and he's giving the result. Otherwise, I'm not. Why should I serve you? But otherwise, because of his position, you serve the boss. In the material world, it's like that. So even in the beginning of our relationship with God, it's like that. He's like the eternal boss. So we realize, oh, okay, we gotta please the boss or he's going to give me trouble. But, like you said, at some point, when the relationship is based on love, then you're not serving him out of that anymore. So then, it's good to forget that he's the boss. Like when President Trump, as controversial as he is, when he goes home to Ivanka and Melania and Barron and whatever the family members' names are, and if they're just like, Mr. President, it's just like, what a miserly type of relationship. But, if they're saying dad or, pop or whatever they call him, or if maybe they have a nickname or some sweet familial name, it'll be nice to have that relationships based on the family relationship, not based, before you were Mr. President, you were my dad, you were my, like that. So, so this is this is why the Lord has to make the jivas forget of his position of God, because it actually will stifle the sweetness of the relationship. But anyway, this is things. So the Lord remembers all of his incarnations and why he comes and things, but the associates don't. Their main interest is to associate with the Lord, and once they get that relationship, Krishna will give them that, and then they associate with the Lord in unique ways. But not always totally realizing that he's the Supreme Lord. That is the difference between the Vishnu Tattva and the Jiva Tattva. The Jiva Tattvas are infinitesimal potential particles of the Lord, and therefore they require the protection of the Lord at all times. And to the eternal servitors of the Lord is pleased to give all protection at all times. This is a very nice quality. One of the most important qualities of Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsal. He's very, very affectionate to his devotees. So this is, he makes the jivas who are the mukta jivas, the liberated jivas, in such a way that if they fully depend on him, he will fully give full protection to them, and this amazing, intimate relationship will be formed. But, the jivas who choose not to depend on him, or they turn away from him, he gives us our material situation, being plagued by the miseries of this world, and then our only rectification and salvation is to eventually turn to him and have that amazing relationship as well. But he'll be patient with you. If you really don't want to do it and you really want to test the waters of the material world for time immemorial, he'll give you as much time as you need. But why wait so long? At this point, hopefully some realization has come that, I don't have a good result with the material world. It's never given me all kinds of happiness, and I'm inferring at this point, I don't think it ever will give me all kinds of happiness. So I've met devotees who have gotten a good result by having a relationship with you. Okay, let me try. Let me hear from them. Let me see what this is about. Hopefully at least that has come. And then by pratyaksha vagamam, by direct experience, it will be revealed to you that, this is absolutely true. Then your faith will build and build and build and build. And as the faith builds, then you'll advance in devotion, and you'll actually come closer to this destination of being an associate of the Lord and having that established relationship. But anyhow, we got to start from the bottom. The Jiva Tattvas we did that. And they require the protection of the Lord at all times. And to the eternal servitors of the Lord is pleased to give all protection at all times. The liberated souls never therefore think themselves as free as the Lord, or as powerful as the Lord, but they always seek the protection of the Lord in all circumstances, both in the material world and in the spiritual world. The dependence of the liberated soul is constitutional, for the liberated souls are like sparks of a fire, that are able to exhibit the glow of fire along with the fire and not independently. Independently, the glow of the sparks is extinguished, although the quality of fire, the glowing, is there. Thus, those who give up the protection of the Lord and become so-called lords themselves out of spiritual ignorance come back again to this material world, even after prolonged tapasya of the severest type. Tapasya is like austerity, disciplines, meditations. That is the verdict of all Vedic literature. So the analogy is given here like a fire. And we talked about a leaf, removing the leaf from the plant. But the analogy given is like a fire. And the Lord is the supreme fire. And in connection with the Lord, the sparks also blaze up in fire. But as soon as the sparks hop out of the fire, they go out. So similarly, the living entities, you can blaze in your fullest potential in connection with the Lord. But as soon as you turn away from the Lord and look towards the darkness outside of the fire, this matter and the body, the senses, and the perverted mind, intelligence, and false ego that has bewildered us and made us think we are something we are not, because we are indeed not these bodies, nor are we these minds, nor are we our identifications, upadis. I'm from this family, I'm a male, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. We are not any of these things, actually. So once that's completely realized, then you'll do something else. Then engage with all these things. But because that's not realized, we don't. We do all of the activities with the body, its senses, and the intellect, and the mind, and it's all like a big mess, actually. But yeah, if we if we meet an enlightened soul, then they can impart that enlightenment onto us, and they can begin to wake us up. Jeev jago, jeev jago. Wake up, jivas, wake up. Also, vibhavari shesha aloka pravesha, right? Vibhavari shesha, the night has ended. Aloka pravesha, the light has come. Nidra chari, the nidra, the sleep. Chari, give up. Uto jiva, arise jiva, wake up jiva. Like, what are you doing? So it has the meaning, we worship the Lord at that time. When we sing Vibhavari Shesha, it's still dark and it's getting light. And we sing this bhajan. But actually, it has, an allegorical meaning. Stop sleeping. What are you doing sleeping? Turning to matter, to all of this dark temporary energy that it'll be gone before you know it. Why are you engaging with this? Engage in spirit. Blaze with the fire. Please wake up. Aloka Pravesh, the light has entered. Come. So this is what we're saying. That's why we do what we do. We're trying to bring the jivas. We're trying to be supremely merciful. When we chant Vancha Kalpa Trubhishcha Kripa Sindhu Patitanam that's the nature of a Vaishnava. He's supremely compassionate to all the fallen conditioned souls. He wants to help. Oh my gosh, this soul is suffering so much. It'll be very pleasing to my Lord if I can help this suffering soul. So someone might reach out to someone, and where did Keshava Gopal meet you?
Oh, a crosswalk?
At a crosswalk, you might reach out to someone at a crosswalk, or you might, go on the street where all the homeless people are and try and talk to people. Hey, come, like this. Or you just might, even if it's just your family and you're just trying to, come on, I have my brother coming here next Wednesday. And he's the first time he's seeing the baby, and he's going to stay overnight, and he'll come to a program, which is actually nice. And he's actually he's always pretty friendly to the devotees, so I'm like kind of hopeful that something will happen good for him. But yeah, this is I don't really get so much pleasure from what me and my brother used to do. Pretty much just talk about sports or compete in video games or compete in this, that, and the other thing. But, now, so it's actually kind of fractured the relationship, because we used to do all these things together, and now I'm like, I don't want to do any of the things that we based our whole relationship on. So he's just like, like, doesn't know how to relate it's hard for us all to relate to each other now. But still, the affection is there. He had a child. He's going to come see the child. And then over the past 10 years, it's been like very Krishna related. So I'm always, he jokes around, and I get him to say like, Haribol. He's like, Haribol. He likes saying the Haribol and things like that. So, and he's friendly to the devotees. So I'll have him here. But, it's not that, I think like, all right, well, he'll be my brother forever. Or I should think like that. He's eternally my brother. No, he's my brother in this circumstance, but he's a soul, and he also should be benefited. Especially he has some relationship with me. He should be benefited. So now what we do is we try to avoid so many family activities, but we try and always engage them. Come to the temple, come on. There's always some great reason to come here, even though there might not be for their desires some great reason. But we're always trying to engage them. Why? Because it's actually really beneficial to them that they meet with the devotees. They come into a spiritual environment. They get benefited from the spiritual atmosphere and the spiritual people. And actually, I notice every time, one of our family or relatives, they leave, they take something with them. They have had a positive impact on them. Even just like friendly association, because not people of this world aren't really that nice. The other conditioned souls are kind of cutthroat. They're always causing everyone else misery. So when you associate with the devotees and they don't cause you misery, and they're like nice to you and feed you and everything like that, you're just like, oh wow. That's why I became a devotee. I didn't become a devotee because I'm like, yes, this is the best philosophy I've ever heard. Like I liked the philosophy. I was interested in it. But then I saw all the things, the deity worship. This, I was like, nope, turning around. I'm not going to do this. But what ended up happening was the devotees were really nice to me. And I was like, oh, wow. I don't meet nice people, really.
They don't want
Yeah, like usually someone's trying to exploit me in some way, or usually I try to exploit them and they run away from me, and like, you know, but they're nice. They're just nice to me for no reason, and it's attractive actually. And so you keep going back. It's like the devotee's trap. I just saw some like crazy large bird, or maybe it's like a hawk just flying to the tree right when I was saying that. But you know, this is why people come to devotional service. The devotees are nice. The devotees are so nice. You know, oh my gosh. That's why I became associating with the devotees, because they're nice to me. My family's not that nice to me. My so-called friends are not that nice to me. But these people are nice to me. All right, I'll go back. It's attractive. It's attractive. You go to a place where it's nice. They're nice to me. They treat me with respect. They actually have like real love for me. You know. That's like groundbreaking for people who don't know anything about love, to just, wow, like this person actually like genuinely cares about me, and it's not like in such a way, but what can you do for me? It's very attractive. Just, wow, I've never met a person like you. Because usually everyone, you know, even if they supposedly care about you, maybe it's like a self-righteous thing, like, you know, like maybe the Christian guy on the side of the street, or he's, you know, like, you're all going to hell. Come here, let me love you. And like, what? You know, like, take Jesus' love right now. You know, you might have met, if you haven't met, you'll meet some gentlemen like that at the campus. Have you been to Syracuse yet? Come to Syracuse? Like, have you taken any classes yet at Syracuse?
Oh, no.
No, yes, you'll meet this nice gentleman who sits. We always compete with him, kind of. We're not meaning to, but he was really friendly to us at first, but then he kind of took a bad turn on us the past year or so. But anyhow, yeah, real love is very attractive, and in seeing how the devotees interact and their compassionate nature, that's what attracts people. Actually, it's not the philosophy is good, the food is good. You know, all the sound, the dancing, the singing, everything's good, you know. But what really is attracting people is the devotees, and how loving. That's what bhakti is. Bhakti is love. And they're transmitting that love to you. They're the Lord's extension all the way down to you and giving you that love. So it's very attractive. And that's actually that's what the Lord's associates do. They bring everyone, they associate with Krishna, and they give everyone else Krishna too. They say, hey, no, you take Krishna as well. So this is very good. What time is it, by the way? Because I only have
17.
Oh, geez, we talked so long today. Yeah, it's too long per part. We'll have to end there. But yeah, I hope you guys keep benefiting from Sadhu Sangha, or the association of the devotees. Again, we apologize. We're not, top level sadhus, but we are inviting many. We actually have a sannyasi coming here next week, the 18th, 19th, and the 20th. I'm going to go pick him up.
What days of the week?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So his name is Jagamohan Maharaj. I met him at Bhaktabandhav, and he gave some nice classes. And there was only like a few people there because it's in the middle of the country. And so I was just thinking, like, he's giving such a nice class to 2 people. He should give a class to at least, we can get more than 2 people to come. Yeah, at least 5 here in the morning. Is Parth still cooking, by the way? Yes, my goodness.
Is Parth in there? No, Parth has an emergency meeting. So
Oh, okay. So you're cooking.
I'm just finishing.
Okay. I was going to say, it's weird to not see Parth. But anyway, we can have him come, but also we'll arrange the programs, like 10, 15, 20, 30 people will coming. So we have him coming next week. And then after that, we even have some other devotees. You guys remember Brahat Mridanga? You guys ever met Brahat Mridanga?
Yeah.
Yes, Brahat Mridanga, and then his brahmachari friend, Sahadev Prabhu, are also coming like for 3 days, right? The day after Jagamohan Prabhu leaves. So we'll have a really good, and this is, remember, this is so important that we learn to associate with the devotees. Even if it's not like our seniors, and even on myself, many people, you guys, not just saying you guys, but when meeting all of the community members here, even though they are coming from the material world and coming from a place where a lot of bad qualities might still be present in their life, but because they have the devotional good qualities to want to come here, like and worship the Lord, inquire deeper into the absolute truth, things like that, what actually ends up happening is that they bring out the best in you, because they're looking at you that you should have good behavior, and then you actually say, yes, I should behave well, and then you actually behave in a much better manner. That happened here with me, very much so. I never got in a position where so many people kept looking at me to have good behavior. And so, I didn't mind. I would go to the temple once a week and I would behave nicely there, and then the rest of the week I can behave not as nicely. But then every day, if everyone's looking at me that I have to behave properly, then you start to actually behave properly. So even no matter what level of devotees, no matter what level of sadhu sangha you're associating with, whether you an Uttam Bhagavat who can thoroughly enlighten you, or even your equals who you can share realizations and inspiration with, or even your juniors who are looking to you and you can give mercy to, and then they can inspire you to behave better. It doesn't matter what sadhu sangha you're getting sadhu sangha. It's really, really going to benefit you. So anyhow, this is why Lord Shiva even prays for sadhu sangha. This is why, this is why Narada, this is the conclusions of the Bhagavatam. You'll see when we get through these pastimes. Everything is about sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha. So thank you guys for being my sadhu sangha for today. We'll do more later. Tonight, if you're looking, the main activity I'd like to do today is go out on Harinam. Friday night is probably one of the best nights to do a Harinam here in the area. So we'll go downtown, we'll set up a table, we'll set up a mat, and we'll chant. And if you want to be compassionate to some of the living entities down there, we met some really great people down there. Even this gentleman, Nestor, who has been coming. I didn't see him much this week. He actually has been watching online, though. He's very sincere. But Nestor, who's been coming, we met him like that. And so many times, even Shivadas, you guys all love Shivadas. We met him out, dancing on the street of the campus one day. So this is a very powerful activity and a very compassionate activity, if you can have the right vision to see. So anyway, we're going out tonight. I'd love anyone who wants to join. Avani, if you're interested in joining, we'll pick you up on the way. It's not far from your home, actually. So we can drop you right back off. And maybe even if you're nice to the boys, maybe they'll send a dinner plate of prasad for you as well. So that would be very nice. So anyhow, thank you guys. Hare Krishna. Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki